We have taken feedback from the last few episodes.
Yes.
And we have returned with better lighting.
Yes. And better Samay and Kulu.
Yes. Today we are discussing neuroscience of working out. So what happens?
Like all dates, Tanmay, you have to know how to start.
Right, yeah. See, I know you're the medical professional here, but in the words of the scholarly text, Pray Magan,
Yes.
if you want to be healthy, wealthy, fit and fine, exercise.
Sexy wise.
Healthy, wealthy, sexy wise. I thought fit and fine.
No.
Sexy
healthy,
wise, but still.
wealthy,
Sexy wise. Exercise.
Exercise.
Nice.
Is that how it
That's
works?
how it works, yes. And that's a wrap.
Great pod.
How many of you exercise?
All of us.
All right.
Is exercise important? Is it good? Does it have benefits? If so, what? I'm going basic,
this
right?
This is a
Basic.
10-mark question.
Yeah, it's basic.
What happens in the brain when you work out?
So I would first think about what is working out itself. Because that's a better understanding.
Sure.
What is working out? What is exercise to you?
A thing I need to do so
Yes.
I don't die
Yes.
young.
I put the fatty in my foodie hole, so I do the joggy on the treadmill.
That's for all our 3-year-old listeners.
Yes.
My skin glows when I work out. So that's, if I have to go out in the evening, I like go for a run so that my skin has.
Wow. So that's like your a preparatory routine.
Yeah, it's my
exercise a part
skincare
of that.
routine to go for a run.
Damn.
I guess I define it as just getting up and elevating my heart rate for a bit is the starting point of working out. Like that's it.
So I like to think of it as something that we used to do all the time forever till very recently.
Correct.
So till technology came up with locomotion and we had all this luxury. Exercise was not something that you do separately.
Life was the gym.
Life was the gym. Exercise was never something that you have to go somewhere to do or pick a separate time to do. So our body is wired to exercise pretty much all day.
That makes sense actually. If you have to like hunt a bison, you don't need to then be like, "Yo, bench press kar."
मुझे झाड़ में pull up करना है ऐसा नहीं होता.
नहीं required है.
You have to climb trees. You have to
Yeah,
climb
fair.
rocks. You have to run distances. They used to have runners that run from city to city just to take a message across.
Freeze.
Pretty please.
I remember this chapter.
Please.
Yeah. With one letter, one Greek man ran across cities. He was called Fidfidis.
Please. And because of him, in January, in the worst AQI, 20,000 people in Bombay, in the morning, like,
But that was all year round, every day, everyone, at one particular point of time. And that's what our evolution was for. The whole point of exercise is to be able to move. And if that is the end goal, then we change everything. Like we change the way that we look at exercise, we change the way we look at fitness. Because now the whole structure is that you have to spend 1 hour in the gym and then the rest of the day you are just lazing around. But that doesn't work. So the first thing about exercise is that it cannot be a 1 hour thing.
last 5 years have been a waste.
Sid is starting to sound like the notifications of half the apps. on
Yeah,
the phone.
really.
It's time to move.
Yeah.
It's time to move.
Yeah.
But here's the good news though, that if you work out, your body is exercising for the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's the plus side of it.
If you break down your muscles, then your body is using some fuel to repair it for the
Right.
rest. This is DOMS, right? Delayed onset
Muscle soreness.
Yes, so your metabolic rate is higher, your body is constantly working to make up for that energy loss that happened during your workout. Just before the podcast, we discussed you lift weights thrice a week.
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect amount.
But is it important to like lift weights?
Absolutely. There's no questions about this. Every single person should lift weights.
What
Men,
if you
women,
have back pain?
lift weights properly.
Oh, is that the thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
So at whatever body shape you are, whatever weight you are, there is a way to lift weights. There is a right amount of weight to lift. You can start with 1 kg also. That's fine.
Got it.
But you have to keep doing that. So lifting weight is non-optional. So I want to know this. So you guys all lift weights. What do you feel after you've come home from a workout where you've lifted well?
I feel like checking my weight.
Really, that's the worst time.
I check my weight every morning.
Really?
Yeah, how often do you check your weight?
I haven't checked my weight in like a year.
I check my weight when I have to give raddi. You know, because I weigh myself and then I weigh the raddi. So to subtract.
Why don't
that's
you
the
one
only
time?
time. That's the only
Not the
time.
same problem.
Does the weight of the raddi change if you don't weigh yourself?
Basically, I
Or
don't trust the raddi wala. So I was like, nahi, main apne weighing scale.
This is how we weigh chat also. Shankar stands, then Shankar picks up chat, and then stands again.
Yeah.
But Sonali is not a dog. It's the larger point I'm trying to make. Okay, when we do Neuroscience of Raddiwala, we will unpack this.
I'm very hardcore about raddi. I keep all the boxes.
Yeah.
It's cashback season. Okay.
Agree. Bhai,
You were worried this won't be relatable.
yeah.
And there is always 2 kilo ka difference. Mine is always more, and his is always dicey. So I don't trust.
How long has this feud been going on for?
4 years.
It's a 2 kg scam.
Yeah, man.
And that
That's
shit
it.
adds up.
It adds up. It does. It's true.
Sid, sorry about that Raddi
Oh no, I'm not. I loved it.
Yeah. Like many of my workouts, slight distraction and diversion has happened between sets.
This is very psychologically interesting though, because if you're weighing yourself against Raddi, does that
Who's more trash? Sorry. Sorry. I take that back.
So yeah, I weigh myself every morning, which is unhealthy, I know.
No, it's not. Why is it unhealthy?
People say it's unhealthy. Like my trainer and my doctors, they're all like, hey, please, you shouldn't weigh yourself every morning. But for me, it's like the feedback is what keeps me going.
Exactly.
Like I like to get gratified and be like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
I fasted for 18 hours yesterday. I dropped weight, so I'm like, okay, now psychologically, I'm like, whenever I want to drop a little bit of weight, I just know I got to pull off an 18-hour fast, and next day I'm good.
So the reason they say it's unhealthy is because they assume that you will see your weight and go all, oh no. Oh. What's the point of doing anything? I'll give it all up.
वो भी होता है.
वो change करना है. But you weigh yourself every day because you can make those micro corrections, one. And B, you can make weekly averages. Weekly averages should be the one you track, not your daily weight.
Also, only weigh yourself after pooping.
Of course.
Great.
That's just
After
common
pooping.
sense.
After
Of
pooping.
course.
Best ego boost.
I have put on weight after pooping.
We are going to unpack this over the next.
I don't know. I mean,
How
I
is
didn't
that
eat
possible?
what
This
I
is
did.
scientifically interesting because I thought energy can neither be created nor destroyed.
But did you like put on jewelry or maybe maybe you
I mean,
made
imagine Aishwarya के शादी में और ये ना उनके bathroom वाला set.
was asking, yeah. Maybe she was.
It's not a trousseau, it's a puso.
I like how she asked like
So
such
genuine.
obviously. You put on jewelry. You hold Raddi while you put it on.
कितना newspaper पढ़ती है bathroom में?
How do you put on?
Yeah, how does that happen?
I don't know. You explain.
What?
Literally.
Take us through it.
So I just wanted to experiment how much weight I lose after pooping.
Sure.
So I weighed myself. I went, I pooped. I came back. I put on like 100 grams.
Oh, that 100,
100
So 100 grams
yeah.
so we don't.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's the
But
scale.
shouldn't I have lost something?
Depends on the weighing machine you're on. Was it digital or was it kata?
Digital.
So digital, like if you put a little more pressure on the right one, like the thing moves by a bit.
Yeah.
It depends on how you're standing and everything.
That's another reason why you do weekly averages. So because that 100, 200 ऊपर नीचे होता है.
After pooping thing, I thought I was the only one.
No,
No,
wait, you
it's-
know.
it's universal.
Of course, of course.
And now when I poop at 4 in the evening,
Yeah.
like, fuck man, गलत time में poop कर.
Exactly.
I have a question. I don't lift. I only do yoga and I run.
And she looks the best of us. So I mean,
Maybe the weights thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. So answer to that, Mr. Big Fat Neuroscience Guy.
After being compared to trash, this is really helping.
To be fair, you put
You
the trash
compared
in
yourself.
I did not. He said this is psychologically interesting.
And you got that from this? Okay. So when you don't lift weight, is there a reason that you don't?
Gyms are very expensive.
Okay.
But Radhi money is to there.
Yeah, but it's not enough. And I find trainers, like I find the whole environment of a gym very depressing.
Okay.
I need a gym with like good sunlight. If it doesn't have great windows, I feel very depressed working out in a gym. Like
Right.
most gyms are very boxy, you know, and sweaty and like. But so the gym that I went, which had good sunlight, was the gym membership was expensive, and I felt very under pressure to be a certain way
Sure.
while going to that.
This is
gym.
there. This,
Yeah.
The whole gym culture and the optics
Yeah.
of it makes a.
Yeah.
There is an impact. I agree.
And it's a lot of investment. Like you have to wear a certain type of clothes to go.
clothes, have to
Yeah,
leave your
yeah,
house,
yeah.
go
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
Yeah,
come back.
exactly.
But yoga also you have to wear certain types of clothes.
But yoga, I can just.
Like hot clothes.
And you can
No,
do it
I
at
don't.
home.
Yeah, but I don't do it at home. I like the idea of going to a class.
Okay.
I like the whole environment of like. Also, it's when I do yoga, it's that 1 hour for me without screen time. So I really like that.
Because when you go to
Yeah.
gym, you're like this or what?
I mean, you're always listening to music. That's phone screen. You're not inaccessible. You know, if your phone is in front of you and a message pops up, you will see it. Yes.
A lot of these new gyms, you see there's these people I've sometimes seen in the gym, 1 hour, they're just on the treadmill walking with a TV screen
Correct.
right in
Yes,
front of them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now there's such a thing as a gym show. I heard a friend recommend to the other, like this is a great show to watch at the gym. Right? क्योंकि ऐसा मतलब on the treadmill ऐसा 10 episode चला जाएगा and it's like very easy to
Correct.
watch whatever. And I'm like यहाँ भी show आ गया मतलब ये भी genre
This is
हो
the
गया
new
है, right?
category, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like you're right though. That's actually very important to me also.
Yeah.
Part of the working out is just getting out of my house.
Yes,
Right? The
yeah.
workout starts there. Like just
Yeah.
the leaving the house, getting out into fresh air for a bit, going to another place, interacting with, while it's not a full-fledged gym, just interacting with 2-3 other people.
Yeah.
Then to sort of counter to that, yes, some gyms are very, I'm very lucky that the place that I go to is, they're very encouraging people.
Yeah.
So for me, the number is the lift compared to previous lifts.
Oh, correct.
You know, the number that you come back to, like, wait, for me, that number is how does this month's lifting look compared to last month's lifting? How do I feel after lifting this higher amount? Is my body physically getting sort of better, stronger, all of that? I think definitely agree with the sunlight and leaving the house part.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
There is this saying, right? The heaviest weight in the gym is the door.
Oh, I like that. Wow, 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 wow.
If you can
wow,
open
wow.
that, then everything else is easy.
Oh.
But this is a really interesting thing because all of the problems, so-called problems of the gym is external variables. You don't have any issue with the lifting itself.
No, but I find that very boring. I feel more at peace when I do yoga. There's certain, like, I don't want somebody standing behind me all the time and
Go,
telling
go,
me
go.
something.
Like just general cardio and or lifting, it gets boring. So I invent these mental games. Okay, if I gotta do 8 reps, I'm counting down to 4, and then I'm like half is done.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's exactly, yes.
Of course.
And then I do stuff like, oh, if I gotta do 8 reps, I'm gonna count 2 reps as 1 rep.
course.
So now I
Of
gotta
course.
do just 4 reps.
Yeah.
Like you do these dumbass fucking
Oh, of
games.
course. Whatever gets you through it, man. Whatever gets you through it.
Yeah.
I say lyrics of songs.
Huh.
Each lift is one
Yeah.
word.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
And I just feel so much better because I'm concentrating on the song and not on the. I don't even know when
Correct.
it's gotten over.
Counting thing I've seen, like, it works for me also. So, like, I go trekking. I'm a trekking enthusiast. So, when we have to climb uphill is really hard. That time, I always count till 100 in my head. And then I always, like, start again.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's what
That's a
keeps
great
me
one.
going.
Right.
That's a great
so
one.
this you can play in almost any active sport. Like in swimming, the breathing is a very rhythmic one, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
eventually a song starts playing in your head.
Yes.
That is in the same rhythm.
Yes.
And once the song starts, you know you're on
Yes,
easy road
yes.
because then you are automatically swimming with that rhythm,
Yeah.
which is a great hack.
What song has
The extended version of Breathless.
What?
It's just the paramedics trying to revive Shankar Mahadevan.
If you don't want to lift weights though, the correct word is progressive overload.
Yes.
So whatever it is that you can do to increase resistance to your body is the same as weight training. So if you say you want to do yoga and yoga will involve you working against gravity at some level, right?
Yeah.
So that is resistance training, but the resistance is gravity and your own body weight. So there's this whole branch of exercising called calisthenics,
Right.
Yeah.
which is all about your body weight. You don't need any weight extra. So it's just about push, pull, that's it.
Yeah.
And legs. You can do that with your own body weight. You
With
can
that
do it at
string
home.
or what?
You can do it against rubber bands with those bands, or you can do against basically against the floor, and you just need a bar. So when the idea of weight training is resistance training, you need your body to work against something because that's the only way your muscles will improve. The only way it will hypertrophy.
Yeah.
And you can figure that out anywhere. You don't need to go to the gym. You can work out at home. But you need to have that idea that resistance training aana chahiye. Because the way it helps you is very different from the way hiking helps you or the way yoga helps you. One would agree, like once you get to it, it is addictive.
It is addictive. It is like any sort of game, you're constantly skilling up, right? Sometimes it's 2 kgs, 5 kgs at a time. And to sort of answer your earlier question, that feeling at the end of sort of a new lift record or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's this point where, I don't know if it happens to you guys, but sometimes after that 1 rep max or whatever, a little bit vision goes away from the eyes. Blood has to come back to the brain fully. And you look back and there's that almost summiting wala exhilaration.
Right.
Like genuine, just like, I can't believe I did this. It's not like a 160 heart rate or something like that.
Workout high.
But yeah, like it's
Yeah.
actual high where I'll literally just walk around the gym 2 times, just trying to get my bearings back and process sort of what happened, and that feels great.
You're like, did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that? I
Lap,
can't believe I
victory
did that
lap.
right now. Because-
Yeah, I always have a spring in my step when I leave the gym.
Oh yeah,
Always like,
always,
oh yeah,
always,
I did
always.
this.
Yeah,
Killed it today.
Yeah. Who is he?
Yeah.
कौन है ये जिसने दोबारा मुड़ के तन्मय को नहीं देखा?
Like as soon as I'm done, I really want to have my protein powder.
Of
Otherwise,
course.
I never want to touch it.
Yeah.
But when I'm done working out, I feel like I'm the healthiest bitch.
Oh, same, 100%. No, I'm with you on this.
Aesthetic.
I'm with you on this. I'm with you on this. When I leave the gym, I see I drive past people smoking. I'm like, मैं ऐसी सब गंदी चीजें नहीं करता. Please, guys, lungs cleans.
How do people eat the same?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, like I see
Yeah.
Ram Sham Chaat wala and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, really. Like, yeah,
And how long does it last? Till evening, 6 o'clock when you...
yeah.
It doesn't last
Yeah.
too long, but that 1 hour or 1.5 hours after working out.
Oh man,
my.
I'm a good person.
Yes.
For 90
Anyone
minutes.
else feels like my muscles need the protein right now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
When I drink
Yeah,
the protein,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
ये सीधा मेरे muscles soak लेगा.
वो विक्स के ऐड में कीटाणु का ड्राइंग आता था ना. I imagine muscles में भी ऐसा.
Protein जाके ऐसे मेरे muscles.
See the muscles like growing.
हाँ. और वो ऐसा बच्चे लाइन लगा रहे रिप बनने के लिए.
Such a dumb brain.
It's very stupid, right? Like it's so stupid.
But it helps.
It really helps. Yeah.
Does the protein shake really help? Is my question.
Proteins help.
That
However you
protein
take
shake,
it.
is it that whey protein that
Yeah.
डब्बे जो मेरे घर पे पड़े हैं,
Yeah.
जिसके भी भाव बड़े सही आते हैं, वो काम करता है क्या?
हाँ. You need proteins. And हम लोग का उतना protein intake नहीं होता है. That's the only reason. If you can get enough proteins from your food, you don't need the whey proteins. But it's not easy to eat that much protein with regular foods.
I don't know, with like this kind of health advice, I just see so much stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like some are like, this doesn't work and that doesn't work. And
Yeah.
so I just go with whatever I enjoy.
So the thing is that when you are exercising, the time when you have to take those proteins is actually after a while. You don't need to start proteins right from day one. What is far more important is that you find an exercise routine you like.
Yes.
Correct.
That you can be consistent with.
Yes.
And start worrying about this after you've started working out for like a month, 2 months, and if you're consistent.
You're right. This stuff follows naturally.
Exactly, it'll come.
It will come. It will come.
What happens is, and I'm sure this has happened, you buy the shoes first, you buy the clothes first, you buy the whey protein first, you get the gym membership
Yes.
first, and the last is acha jana hai kya?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows
Very
capitalism is the best part of all activities.
Exactly.
All right? Like,
I really started training. I can't believe I did this, but I started training and I called it lehenga training. because I wanted to get married and look.
Fair.
But it's a thing. Did you know?
Amazing.
I found out a couple of years ago
Yeah.
that there is such a thing in Europe in general, the concept of the summer festival body.
Yeah.
The music festival body, basically. So for when the sort of EDM, all the boys want to get their shirts out, you start training for your festival body, basically.
Right.
It's a thing among the youngs, which is a thing that I found out when I went to a place and realized that, okay, my festival is Diwali. Diwali body. That is my festival body. I am a Modak.
Atomic Habits has a thing about preparing cues, right? So keeping your shoes just when you go to bed in the morning, when you wake up and you see your running shoes, that's like a mental cue for this switches your brain into I gotta run now.
Yes.
So developing certain cues that puts your brain in a certain trigger.
Like when we were kids, my mom would always tell me at night to remove the school uniform
Yes.
outside and keep
Yes.
it.
Right.
It's one of those things. Like, yeah, even if I have to go running, I have to keep my headphones out. If I don't see them out and if I have to look for them, gaya.
Gaya,
Like, the
gaya.
mood is
Moment's gone.
Yeah.
If there is any friction between you and that ad,
And the thing.
it's
Yes.
not gonna
If
happen.
Yes.
the
it's
Uber
not
has
gonna happen.
cancelled to go to Joggers
It's a sign.
It's
It's a
done.
sign.
It's a
It's a
sign.
sign, bro.
The universe does not want you to exercise.
मैं मतलब बिल्कुल least spiritual person, but Uber cancel. It's a sign.
Yes.
The best cue is another person.
100%.
Yes. Main purpose of trainer in
100%
life.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
100%
correct.
agreed.
Main purpose of trainer is for someone can be like carry mote.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
trainer every day, even though we have discussed the previous day that I am coming, he will message me every morning. Today at 1 o'clock?
Yes.
It's important.
It's important. It's very
I feel
important.
half the reason they charge so much is for these reminders.
It's
only.
for that.
Yeah, because some days in the morning I'm really not up to it.
No.
I am fully ready to message him at 12 saying, yaar, aaj nahi
Aaj
hoga."
nahi.
He is messaged by 10 o'clock only.
Before
today.
that only.
Also, to their credit, like what I've noticed with good coaches, and I've been very fortunate to have this, is like when you say I'm feeling tired or whatever, no, a lot of them will be like, just come.
Just come.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
figure it out, right? You tell
Yeah.
me how tired you are or whatever, we'll
Correct.
figure it
That's
out.
really
We'll
nice.
literally lift two things, we'll stretch you out a little
Correct.
bit and send you
But
over, just
open
come.
that door.
And you're right. Once you're in there, game changes.
Exactly.
You guys should check out David Goggins, okay? David Goggins' whole motto is get comfortable with discomfort. Right? Which is every time you do something that you don't want to do, it rewires your brain in a certain way that makes it easier the next time for you to do it. For example, one of my friends was doing this experiment where he was like, I used to go boxing, and when I would punch the bag, first I was like, okay, can I do it while smiling? Because can you smile and punch, right? Oh, actually, my strength isn't that much when I'm smiling and punching. But on day 2, I just kept doing it because it's like a new pattern in your brain, which is I'm doing these two weird things I'm combining.
Yeah.
And it's not optimum the first time you do it.
Right.
So the more you do something that you aren't used to doing, the easier that it gets. So this is the same thing, which is on days you don't want to go, and then you end up going. Your brain automatically feels less like you don't want to go the next time. It's
Exactly,
like, oh,
exactly.
I have gone the last time I didn't want to go, and that worked out okay.
Exactly.
It strengthens your
100%.
prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, or is it some neural pathways, two new things get connected? I don't know.
Like the ability to say no to your, like that lazy part of you is a habit.
Exactly.
Like
Also, that thing
resilience
of
is a
being able to
habit.
be like, hey, you went the last time and you enjoyed it, no?
Yeah.
Right.
So my coach Kunal, he also has these once a week offline group sessions where all the people who train with him sort of meet like at a particular place, and for an hour, like
that's
15
very good.
people train together. And what he does, he sort of splits us into these mini groups of 3-4 people. And each of us is sort of like doing partner workout. So like while I'm doing burpees and other guys resting, when I finish, he goes. That creates this weird, super healthy environment where you have people who are like, like you only, but with you, they're like, come on, you got this.
Yeah.
Right?
But have you ever had a gym buddy? Not a trainer.
Yes, gym buddy, yes.
That's
yes.
a whole other vibe.
Yeah, it's a whole other vibe.
Because you're both working out together. There's no like superior, inferior, and you're just helping each other with the
100%.
weights.
I feel like I would get very intimidated. Like if I were to have somebody who was very consistent and just kept doing and kept losing a lot of weight or showing results.
But imagine if this person came and said कि मैं भी हगा और मेरा weight बढ़ गया.
हाँ.
And there's like some bond.
Somebody exactly like this person who also, because I don't know what is wrong with my body. I did not work out ever, okay? I have never worked out in my life. I was at my optimum weight. I was actually 52, okay? And then I thought, oh, let me work out and tone my body. I started working out. I did it for a month, and then I just started putting on weight, and I put on a lot of weight. Like I'm currently 68. So I've been working out for a year now, and consistently, as in I keep going to the gym. Then I fall ill, so I don't go for a month. I come back, I put on all my weight back. So I don't know what happened. Like a part
Even
of
I
me
felt this. Like
right?
when I went to the gym for the first time, and it's the only time I've gone, I went for a month. I felt like my body looked like I put on weight basically after going to the gym, and I was like, this is not working for me. Like yoga and running is like best for.
There's nothing negative about only doing yoga and yoga and hiking, basically aerobic exercises.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But there are certain advantages that lifting gives that this doesn't give. Primarily with your testosterone levels.
like once I stop,
Yeah.
okay, my body just gains more weight than before. Is there
Weight
like some
is
science to this?
always to do with diet.
Okay.
Anytime we're talking of weight, we're talking of diet. Whether it's losing or whether it's gaining, weight equals diet. Exercise equals strength. The idea that you can exercise to lose weight is fundamentally not correct.
Yeah.
You can exercise to get your metabolic rate up, but
And
that
to
will lead
basically
to
just
hunger.
burn more calories, essentially.
Burn more
Yeah.
calories. But if you're
Yeah.
eating, you will
But
not
is
lose
it that
weight.
so I continued eating the way I was, okay? I didn't change my diet at all.
Right.
I feel ki okay because now I started working out, my body probably needed a different kind of diet or more.
Right.
And once I stopped working out, I was eating the same amount and I was not burning enough.
I mean, this is a very, very specific situation, and we don't really know what did you do. If you start exercising, immediately your hunger levels go up. That is part of it because your body is not used to burning so much because you've had, say, 25 years of working out in a particular way or not working out, and now suddenly your energy requirement has gone up. Your brain is panicking. Oh, now you need so much, let me stock up, let me eat more. And so you won't even realize that you're eating more unless you're very careful. So you got to have those apps deleted. You got to have those foods out of the house because sometimes you don't even realize that you're eating it.
Yeah.
You know, it's 1 o'clock at night, Netflix is on, you get something from the cupboard and done.
God, always.
Yesterday, I wanted to ask you, what is the pain you feel while working out? I read somewhere that pain is a mental thing, that you perceive the pain to be of a certain threshold, whereas physiologically your body can handle it easily.
Okay, there are two things to know about this. One is the anticipated pain. You are lifting, say, 20 kgs and you're doing dumbbells. You're doing bicep curls or whatever, 10. And, and you've done 5, okay? On your 6th, your muscles start to shake, your hand starts to shake. You don't think you can do 7, right? You're anticipating pain. And that's what makes you want to stop. And if you don't have a trainer, you probably will stop. Now you have somebody saying, go for it, go for it. Or somebody who just touches a finger.
Yeah.
They are not
so
even
many
helping.
times.
Right?
So many times.
They're not even helping. They're just touching a finger. Suddenly it goes up.
Yeah.
And that is...
I'm sure they're doing something. I'm sure that finger of theirs is like bound.
2.5 kilo ka finger.
Yeah.
It's all you.
It's
I
all
said,
you.
"No,
It's
man,
all
I know
you.
it's
Like,
you."
yeah, I know. Because it was
You are
all
using
me a
both
minute
your
ago.
hands to support my one
Exactly.
hand.
As soon as
Yeah.
he puts the finger na,
Correct.
I'm ready to let go also.
Magic touch.
That's a magic touch. I've seen it in, bench press.
Yeah,
You know, you
dude,
have like
all
60,
the
60
time.
and you're pushing and somebody just touches 2 fingers and whoa,
Yeah.
it goes up.
But also, it's the bench press is the least dignified also, no? Because when you start to go down, you're on your back and suddenly everything starts doing like this. Then of course one guy will come and out. Your whole body is on this bench.
Like you're seizing.
Someone will come, no?
Yeah, but that pain is psychological. That anticipatory pain, कि अरे कुछ तो होगा, गिरेगा, that is psychological and you
Yeah.
can go through it. What is happening in the brain? You are thinking you can't do something
Yeah.
and you end up doing it. This is a pattern. That is what resilience is. And that pattern is replicated across.
Got it.
Yeah.
So one of the ways in which weightlifting helps you is it builds your resilience across.
Oh, I love this. Like,
Because it's the same pattern.
So in my yoga class, when we are doing an asana which is like difficult, okay? I know how yoga teachers count, right? 1. और हम काउंट करें 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 फिर वो किसी को करेक्ट करने
हाँ,
जाएंगे
all coaches.
hold it straight hold your
All
core.
coaches.
2 अरे
yeah.
हम लोग तो पकड़ रहे हैं ना हमारा
And they have
search
no concept of background counting.
कुछ नहीं है.
Like not, like 1, 2. I was born in 1983.
Yeah. So she would always say this thing where she would be like, focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. And earlier I used to not understand. I'm like, these are just yoga teacher lines, okay? But then when I actually started focusing on the breath, that pain, you feel, you can go through that pain.
Amazing.
100%.
This is so interesting, right? Like, I've noticed that hard to walk for an hour alone. Way easier to walk with a person if
Oh,
you're
100%.
conversing.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
What is this phenomenon? Like you're distracted.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're, most of the times you stop because you're focusing on the thing that is making you stop. As soon as you're distracted, which is why running alone versus running on a football field. So much difference. In fact, even if you're running alone, this is a hack by the way, just take a football with you. Or if you're walking alone, just take a football with you and just keep kicking. Nice. That's it. You have something, you are looking at something.
Man, that's really. किधर है तमे? मैं तो पुणे पहुंच गया भाई. मतलब ये बालेवाड़ी स्टेडियम में मैं गोल मारा मैं तो अभी. But that's great.
I have no faith on my kicking skills. I'll just be like chasing
Yeah,
the ball.
I'll just be chasing like a headless chicken. I'll just be like, and even I'm not even kicking.
Yeah.
And my problems are so unique and dumb. Everything I'm saying, everyone's just staring at me. Yeah, that's a very unique
related to the
Ashwara.
gym part.
Yeah. But the waddling is the lower back muscle weakness, by the way.
Yes,
So-
I do have lower back muscle weakness.
Yeah.
Diagnosed you.
I'm treatable.
I did not say that.
Oh my god!
No, you are.
Low back, by the way, is a super common problem. Even if my form is off by a little bit, I'm gone for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We sit like this on the couch. No, that also affects.
In
Yeah,
September,
correct.
I hurt my lower back in September. I went back to doing deadlifts now, like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm gone for a quarter, guys. I'm too scared to touch it.
And deadlifts do stretch your
Yes.
lower back a lot,
yes.
and you do get pain after
Deadlifts,
that.
squatting also.
Squatting also.
Squatting also.
Squatting. That's when I learned the importance of focus on your breath and your breathing. Is during squatting and deadlifting, when to release, when to keep it, when to do all of that.
Why I feel good after working out? Why is there a second high?
So when you're working out, your heart rate goes up. That in itself is an endorphin rush. So that happens across all activities, whether you go for a run, a hike, all of that. Second is you've achieved something. So whenever you've successfully completed a task, you get dopamine.
Correct.
And third is when you are working out in a team. So that oxytocin rush is really good if you're working out with somebody. Doesn't really happen when you are by yourself,
Alone.
but you can do it in a community. So all these Apple Health communities are really fun.
Oh,
that
they're
way.
amazing.
Because you can, share it with your friends.
Yeah.
And you can see, acha, you worked out
Also,
3
that's
times.
great
I worked
motivation because I'm on this thing with my cousin and he lives in another country. So at night, when I'm thinking about cancelling tomorrow morning's workout,
You
I
see
get
his
like a
update.
notification saying, "Oh, Vimal finished a workout." I'm like, "Ab to jana padega."
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's great.
Come on, Vimal.
Yeah, so either you have to order a pizza at his place just when he's
Yeah,
about to
just
work,
exactly.
or you have to go.
Or do this. Yeah.
But that's like a great hack because you're already competitive.
Yeah.
So I say use all of your pre-existing networks
Yeah.
and use it to your advantage.
Dopamine, oxytocin. Come on, what
Yeah.
a cocktail.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah, I'm in a very good mood for half an hour after working out.
Yeah.
And it's like a
More
good
than
win.
half an hour, man. It lasts
No,
for
no.
a good 2 hours.
Dude, as somebody with like anxiety and this thing issues, I used to
Yes.
find before working out, alright, there would be times when my day would start like this and then plunge, right? Now, if I start my day with a workout, at least they start here. So even if
Yes.
they go down, it ends somewhere here as opposed to here. Like game changing.
And these are all biological, okay? But there is also the ticking off that you do because you identify yourself as somebody who goes to the gym. Now, this is purely human. Animals don't do this. Animals will also get that dopamine rush and all that because, they run. But the idea that I am a gymaholic or I am somebody who works out and that tick is there, you get serotonin. So that's the last one. It literally ticks all the boxes. All the neurotransmitters are ticked off. There's no good reason to not work out.
But I agree with the anxiety thing. Like even to deal with anxiety, like yoga was like for me
imagine, yeah.
the best thing. It gave me a routine. Plus again the no screen time really helped me.
Yeah.
And my father used to always tell me that not anxiety, but you're like, oh, you're not feeling good, do yoga. And I used to be like, this is just like old people talk. But when I actually started doing it again before the shadi, I wanted to do something and I found gyms too like hardcore and intimidating. So yeah, it really helps with anxiety as well.
So the difference between yoga and weightlifting is the whole isometric exercises. So isometric is when your muscles don't stretch. It's only the
Right.
pressure that keeps increasing. So most of yoga is that. Planks are that.
Right.
So you are actually just toning up the muscles.
Yeah.
You don't bulk up,
Right.
but your strength increases, your tone increases. And
मेरा
to
ये तो
get-
बढ़ता है यार.
हाँ थोड़ा तो होगा, of course. दोनों में थोड़ा होगा. But then
Correct.
वो जो cuts आते हैं,
Yeah.
that would come more with hypertrophy.
Got
Because the muscles have to increase in size and your body fat has to go down.
What about
So-
Pilates? Like,
Remind me exactly what are Pilates? What happens?
Pilates are a thing that all the Bollywood industry people do.
Yes.
We go outside a studio and
They wear the best clothes.
Of course.
yeah.
You can't do Pilates without that.
Yeah. And they do good
थोड़ी
job.
mental हो रही है, इसलिए हमने क्या रखा?
It's Viral Bhaiya's favorite exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what do they do in there?
It's like machines.
Huh.
Okay. And you just stretch on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like holding something and your body is.
Some strings are coming down.
It's
and-
sort of dynamic stretching,
Yeah.
core holding. All.
That's mainly cardio and stretching. Again, not
Yeah.
resistance training.
Also, after you work out, anxiety, though, it helps obviously, but I feel like you just end up eating better.
My
and you
relationship with
sleep-
food changed
Yes.
completely. Like once I started
Yeah.
working out regularly.
And I
Because-
slept better.
Yeah. Also, just the elephant in the room here, and for me, single biggest benefit of working out, and I'll say it, I'm not being funny here. Dude, poops after working out versus poops in a life without working out. Eat your greens, work out, guys. This is
Yes.
something that young people who are watching this and think your bodies are indestructible, you're not going to relate. If you're 30 plus, bro, after you hit a consistent workout routine, there will be one day where you go to the bathroom and you come out. and
Amitabh
there's
Bachchan
just-
from Piku last scene.
Oh man, like and how? Like literally, you come out and go straight fly to heaven.
You're done. Your life's purpose is done.
You know, sometimes as a kid, I would try to make chakli with my mom.
Yeah.
My chakli was always broken.
Yes, yes, yes.
So good poop is non-broken chakli.
Yes, yes,
One
yes,
clean.
yes. Like in one solid, in one like
So many things have ruined.
in one.
He knew what he was doing.
Every time I'm
gonna say
when he was
broken
talking
chakli.
about chakli, I
Yes.
thought like the strength that
No,
Yeah.
no.
of a
He's
lot of
right.
things.
He's absolutely right because to break it into a Farsan metaphor, you are absolutely right. If your poop is chakli, it is good. If it is either gathia or chevda consistency,
very
it's
bad.
bad.
Chalo, Diwali snacks gaye for life.
Oh my god.
Wait for me.
Anyone's keeping count, cornetto chocolate ka.
Yes, and now, yes. Chakli, gathia, chevda. That's the poop health chart.
I was about
Yeah,
to be like,
always
oh,
aspire for chakli.
So cute imagining Tanmay making chaklis and I'm like cute imagery.
It's even cuter imagining me making the other one.
My mother and chakli. I never thought I'd go to poop.
Exactly.
This is like that meme, like that guy at the end of the party, they don't know I'm going to make this about poop. Tell some brain stuff.
When I was in the hospital, this was in my residency, okay? There was some guy admitted with like a non-lethal illness. He had a
Okay.
stroke, but it was not so bad. He was conscious, baat kar raha tha, but he couldn't walk. And we admitted him for 3-4 days. And on the 4th day, he started getting constipation. Now, there is no reason for him to get constipation. He was eating well, he was eating his home food, we were getting it to the hospital. And I started reading about why did this happen. So our gut, in order to digest food, needs your body to move.
Oh.
And so this guy, perfectly healthy otherwise, just by the fact that he was lying in bed for 4 days, his gut stopped digesting it properly. And as soon as we started physiotherapy, as soon as we started making him move, 2 days later, again, everything was fine. He didn't need any medicines, nothing else. So it was like a live example of what will happen if a perfectly healthy person, like if you lie in bed for 4 days, you will not poop properly. It's that straightforward. And the more you move, the better you will poop.
It's like गाड़ी
But-
गाड़ी जब
हाँ,
थोड़ा चलाते हो,
हाँ,
तभी
हाँ।
माइलेज इंप्रूव होगा ना।
हाँ, बेसिकली और कभी कभी धक्का स्टार्ट लगता है ना वो सेकंड में डाल के
धक्का स्टार्ट।
धक्का स्टार्ट
Call people like, "Arey, Every podcast I have to apologize to Andrew Huberman.
Uberman. Then tell more science.
And he'll make it about poop. You just
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Just Sid comes in dignified.
Yes.
And then we are like, poop.
One thing I really like about exercise is how it completes the loop. So when we say that the point of evolution was to move better, which by the way, it is the point of evolution. It is to move better. Every step of evolution, if you see from amoeba to small animals to big animals, it is all about how can you move better. That's the purpose of movement. That's the purpose of evolution. So amoeba had those pseudopods and they could only move this much, and then so on and so forth. Earlier plants couldn't move at all, so on and so forth. What human beings did was they outsourced movement.
Bought an alto.
Not an alto. Right, or called an Uber, and the Uber guy cancelled, so we don't move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now we don't need to move, but our brain is still evolved to move. And so movement is just completing the loop of evolution. We were meant to move. I think of exercise as like greasing the machine. The more you exercise, that network runs better. So that network of eating,
Right.
energy absorption, our brain deciding ये सब energy के साथ मैं क्या करूँ, and you move, that the signal comes down to your muscles and your muscles contract. Movement happens. That's it. That is the purpose of
So
movement.
if you want a good poop, close the loop.
And if it rhymes, it's right.
Of course, we know this.
If it rhymes, it's right. Nice.
मारना है छक्का, करो थोड़ा हग्गा.
There's no going back from poop.
I always used to think that, today I'm not getting a workout in, so let me try and fast for longer today, or let me be super healthy as a thing. But the ideal day is more movement, irrespective of, because if you move more, you can afford to eat more.
Right.
Also.
Yeah.
Right.
But I read this in a book once. If you had a static day, then measure your food accordingly. Don't eat on an active day what you ate on a static day. Like, compensate according to that. So-
You could also, on some level, simplify that to just listen to your body, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
that's
much
it.
of, we
Yes.
also, a lot of times, we like over sort of analyze and complicate eating so much, right? Where,
Yeah.
like, as far as we know, all we need is there's basic food groups. We need protein, we need fiber,
Yeah.
we need fat, we need carbohydrates. And when you're hungry, eat. When you're not hungry, don't, right? And I think a lot of times people really overcomplicate that shit.
Yeah. I think the disservice we have really done to ourselves is that our focus has shifted from the purpose of movement to the purpose of eating.
As in?
Earlier, movement was the main thing. We have to hunt, we have to go, we have to travel, we have to move from place to place, and we have to eat so that we do all these things.
Yeah, movement was necessary. It was.
Now
Eating was
food is necessary.
Yeah, so now food is the main thing. And so now we are moving to justify the eating, not the other way around.
Oh, yeah.
And that shift has led to all of this. I agree with you. I don't think food is that complicated.
Yeah.
I think we will find what we need, provided we give it the reason.
Yeah.
If you give your body a
Yeah,
reason to
yeah.
look for food.
Oh,
I
that's super
feel
interesting.
hungry at night. Like, should I listen to my body?
If you're hungry, eat.
I don't know if it's real hunger or no. Sometimes
how do
I
you
just eat out of boredom, bro.
Once I read that if you don't drink enough water, a lot of times you mistake being like
Thirsty for being hungry?
The center in your brain is called hypothalamus. The same center is responsible for thirst and hunger. And quite
मजा आ गया.
you're not sure.
मजा आ गया. सुन के मजा आ गया भाई.
अब लग रहा है न्यूरोसाइंस हो
हाँ, लग रहा
है.
क्या साइंस आ गया.
Now I'm like,
Well-
so I'm drinking only 500 ml of water, but I'm eating like a pizza, so maybe I'm compensating.
In general, it's a good idea to just drink more water. Irrespective. Whenever you're hungry, drink water. Check, come back to it, circle around to it.
Is there anything as too much water?
There
Drinking
is.
too much?
Yeah.
What is the ideal amount of water to drink? I Google this every month.
But Sonali, how would you tell? Because all of these things would literally depend on height,
Your-
weight,
yeah,
age,
like your body
metabolism, so many. Yeah. You and him need to drink different amounts
Different
of
levels
water.
of water.
How can I figure out how much water?
Are
is
you really
for me?
measuring it by the ml and drinking that much?
I though have like these 3 bottles nobody touch.
Perfect.
So I know how much water I'm supposed to.
Man, I don't want to live in Sonali's house with the rugby rules and the bottle rules.
In general, your body will get used to the amount of water you drink. So this is another thing. When you're young and you're growing up, you can drink even half a liter of water and your kidneys will conserve it. Your kidneys will make sure कि अच्छा इतना ही मिल रहा है तो मैं इतना ही बाहर फेंकूंगा मुझे बाकी लगना है. But over a period of time that adds up. So if you're drinking 2.5 liters, 3 liters every day and you're consistent, your kidney will manage it. So there's no such thing as too much water in that parameter. But if you drink like 15 liters.
Also, like 15 liters, wouldn't like your blood electrolytes and all start to
Exactly.
get like really diluted?
You'll
and
get hyponatremia
yeah.
and everything. Correct. 2.5 to 3, I think, is a good parameter for everyone. You can drink
what?
that.
What is that thing called?
Hyponatremia. If you drink that much. Did you get turned on?
Yes. Yeah, he's now doing a jargon
He
counter.
can't say it.
He's saying, trying to say it under his breath.
Oy, 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 oy.
तो कुछ बोल रहा था. Then we all interrupt.
Hyperhidrosis. I can just keep going.
नहीं भाई. एक दिन के लिए बहुत हो गया आज.
Should we leave you alone?
He's in his refractory period now.
Do you remember the hormone?
Vasopressin,
Oh
bro.
boy!
हम कभी नहीं भूलेंगे
Nice
vasopressin को.
The question is, how do you hack movement? Right? For example, one of the things that's helped me is, if there is anyone who is in the same city as I am and they want to do a Zoom call, I'm like, just come meet in person.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
And I consciously decided that, okay, if I can do this, I'm sure it would help. Turns out, when I walk alone and I need to do an hour, by minute 30, I'm bored. I'm like, what's going on? But there was this one day where I did almost 3.5 hours of walking without realizing. I did some 25,000 steps that day, okay?
How did you do it?
Wow.
I just took 3-4 back-to-back meetings. And there was like a 20-minute break. I'd finish a meeting, go back home,
Nice.
sit, drink water, something would happen, someone else would come.
The distracted thing, right? Like, yeah, same,
just
or be on a
walk
phone call,
non-stop.
Yeah.
right? And you won't
So,
even know.
I went the extreme. Once I discovered this, I said, fuck, like, I can't schedule, I can't call people and beg, please,
बात करना.
आना, मिलना, मेरे को क्या कर रहा है?
At what point are you just the Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Yeah, exactly. So then I started different things. I'm like, okay, I'll start doing calls on it. But calls not as much fun as meet as a person
Yeah,
next to
yeah,
you.
true,
Yeah.
true.
I got one of those, Amazon has one of those. I said, what if I want to hold my phone screen here? Because the trick is to just keep my brain engaged. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
I just need some stimulation. Darshit was over, so we got a contraption made that can just hold my phone like this.
Nice.
When I can go for, but it didn't work. Nothing is as good as having a person
Having another
to-
person.
to-
But isn't pace important? Like, I'm assuming that you might slow
Slow down, yeah.
That's fine.
You
That's
slow down.
okay.
That's the best part. When it's two people, right? You both find an ideal pace for yourself. And the ideal pace is if you can continue to talk, but you feel slightly breathless. Not too much, just slightly. Like you're talking, but it's not the most comfortable
Yeah.
way of talking.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a slight discomfort when you're talking. That's like the ideal pace I've found.
And if the road is sort of going up and down, that adds to your
That adds to, like, the
exercise without
Yeah,
you really
yeah,
knowing.
yeah, yeah. Also, smaller movements, right? Not just the workout, like you said, right? It's not just about necessarily working out. It's the idea of finding little reasons to move through the day. So, like, this is something that I agree that not everybody can do, but like, for example, today we live in decently served areas in terms of grocery stores, etc., whatever. So sometimes if I want something small, instead of Zeptoing it or
Yeah,
instead
you
of
just
doing
go
one of
out.
those
Just
things,
go out.
just take your bag and just go. Like you'll probably find a dukaan 5 minutes away,
Yeah.
but for 5 minutes you've gone, you've walked, you've sort of come back. It changes my day
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, if I'm sitting, writing, working, sometimes it's as simple as for 5 minutes, go out, buy a can of Coca-Cola, whatever, just come back. In those 6 minutes, like just walking, moving, coming back, 5 new thoughts have come.
Yeah, like अगर तुम्हें केले खाने हैं,
हाँ.
तो अंकल से नीचे लो नाके पे ही है. Like
Literally,
don't
just,
Zepto
and
it,
you
yeah.
in Bombay, you're maximum 2 minutes away from it.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Anything that you want, and you find 2-3 reasons to do that in the day also.
Yeah.
You realize you've moved way more. This huge fan of yours, meet somebody for a walk thing is
somebody for a
amazing.
Is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's a great
Is
hack.
amazing.
Is date walk a thing?
Yes, date walk
Yes,
is a
date
thing.
walks
I
are
love
great.
date walks.
In
Date
my
walks are great.
first date with my husband was a date walk.
I
That
love
works.
doing first dates
Yeah.
as date walks.
And after 4
I
years,
love-
तू बहुत चलाती है यार.
So the thing people get mad at me about it, I have a very fast default walking pace. I'm one of those annoying, like, my resting walking pace is super fast.
Dude, when I wore my wedding lehenga, I walked so fast and my plan is like, Arey, walk slowly, walk slowly.
Like, this has been an actual thing where, like, everything from, like, dates to friends have gotten annoyed at me. And there are certain friends who are on long walks where it's like, milte wahan pe. Hum aayenge 20
Your,
minute baad.
your default walk is also fast.
So I walk faster because I think that, I'm
Oh, that you're
walking, so I
burning
should be walking faster. If I'm like talking and walking, my pace immediately reduces.
Yeah.
I go for walks with my friend Pavitra and all. She sprints, dude.
Yeah, she's a fast walker.
Dude, what the fuck? And we are talking. And she will stand in front of me and talk to me. Dude,
Conversation begins with और क्या चल रहा है, and then
Yeah.
30 minutes later, फिर क्या? सब ठीक है?
Yeah. An hour later, zoom on हाँ तो फिर मैं बोल रही थी. We used to make fun of like aunties going for group walks in the garden, right? And now I think back to it, like that was probably a great hack. And also now thinking back to it, before we knew they were mental or whatever, this is probably what kept them sane, right? It's a combination of exercise, safe space, information exchange, community,
gossip,
everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, aunties in salwars and kids.
So I'll give you one really cool thing I read. The sequence of exercise, and this is more for weightlifting, but you can also imply it in yoga. Exercise the big muscles first,
Right.
always.
Okay.
Because the big muscles is where all the metabolism happens. Your testosterone levels increase when you work out your big muscles. So chest, shoulders, and
Basically,
legs.
you're saying don't skip leg day.
Don't skip
You're
leg
saying
day.
don't skip leg day, basically. Single biggest group of muscles, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you work out your big muscles first, there is a spike of testosterone like in 30 minutes, and then that levels up for the whole workout. And so all of your other workouts become more efficient.
What are the big muscles?
So glutes, your hamstrings, your back. Back is like really
Thighs.
yeah, and pectorals, so chest. Those. If you start off with these, never start with biceps. Never.
No. Biceps and all are supplemental always.
And a tricep, you can do 30 minutes just on this.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys tried VR exercises?
I have tried the old
Virtual
version
reality?
of that, which used to be called the Wii Fit once upon a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Wii Sports. Yeah.
How was that like?
It was actually quite interesting. So the Wii, the Nintendo Wii, which used to have this thing, so they had this sports board, which was essentially like a weighing scale with a bunch of different things, and they had exercises built in.
Yeah.
And it sort of weighed you, your heart rate, it did all of that. You got a bunch of different BMI information, and for like a year, I was very fit with that.
Why do you ask?
I used the Xbox Kinect when it had come out, and you had those boxing and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
But the reason I asked is because that is going to be one of the future
100%.
main discussions of exercise. Everybody will have a sort of gym at home,
Yeah.
and you can have these. You wear a virtual reality thing. You have these portable machines that can increase or decrease the weights, and there'll be a trainer who can exercise or who can train you while you are at home. So probably like in the next 5-10 years, this is going to be the norm.
The next pandemic.
You
Like
see
the next
everybody working
pandemic.
out the future at home.
Probably yes, and they will feel like they're in the gym. You will get your sunlit gym experience.
But don't you like, I get motivated with other people
Yeah.
around me.
So you will get that here,
As
except
long
that
as things
there'll
are
be
social, it's also
Yeah.
other people.
also where people swear by like cult dance classes, right?
Dude, dance classes are a great form of fitness. Okay, so I used to do this thing called Bollybics, which is
Oh yeah,
Bollywood
of
and
course.
aerobics.
Of course.
It is amazing, great form of cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
superb.
Sangeet practice every day.
Yeah, every day. Every day. And then you
Yeah.
just show up at a wedding randomly. Back up. Like, Sonali wedding पे पूछती है spot है क्या?
मैंने hosting का spot give up कर दिया था. I was like, लहंगे में vibe नहीं आती है, sweatshirt नहीं पहन सकती लहंगे के ऊपर.
I'll give you one last, like really interesting thing that you should take home. If you have people at home who are above 50, okay, and the chances of them falling down become more and more every
Yeah.
5 years.
Yes.
All right. So whoever is listening, you have to remember this. The chances of falls go up and up the older you get. The main reason that people fall is because of loss of muscle power. So every 5 years, your muscle power is decreased by like 5%.
Yeah, 5 or 10%, right? Yeah.
Even if you're 50, and chances are that our parents haven't worked out, start them on weight training, start them on exercises today.
Yeah.
Because that makes a difference. The chances of falls reduce by like 25% if you're working out. Because your back muscles are stronger and your balance is stronger. So yoga is great for that, for your balance. And you need your back muscle strength to, when you trip, all of your muscles are acting and they need to act very quickly at that moment. And then you can't work out. Then you're already on the floor. So this is one thing I thought we should talk about.
That's a great point.
Get your parents to start
in
working
general,
out.
yeah, exercise for older people and just staving off. It's not just about today. It's also just about staving off all the shit that's coming at the end of the road, right?
Exactly.
Like everything from your Alzheimer's to your muscle density loss to
Yeah.
all of those. That's a great point.
Yeah. There's a 6% drop of Alzheimer's rate every year if you've been working out. So your memory, your cognition, everything is better if you're working out.
So my mother started going to the gym when she was 50. And I was at that point, I was like, it's damn late in the day for her to start. I was like full judgy, but she's like, you don't know what you're talking about. And she went, and my father's also big into yoga, so he's not a gym person. So both of us were like, okay, go to the gym. And she really continued, and it's
Amazing.
helped her. Like,
Amazing.
So now that you say this,
Absolutely. Like
Five-
no age is too old.
it's
There was
really,
a-
No age is
yeah.
too old.
There was
I was like, why was I judging the decision? But in hindsight, it's a great decision she took for herself.
There was a study of people who started gymming above the age of 90.
No way.
And they had benefit. So our conceptions of exercise, that's why we started off saying exercise is not a separate thing. Exercise is something that you're meant to do forever, your whole life. So even if you have a grandmother, make sure they walk, make sure they're exercising in bed at least.
Yeah.
It will help with everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
All
a
right.
take-home message.
That's a great take-home message.
As always, we need a part 2 and a part 3 to discuss more about this. If you guys enjoyed that, then please, I don't tell you guys to like the video because we just get into a conversation. So you guys just stop liking it, and that's really irritating. So please fix it.
Do it.
Please follow everybody on Instagram, especially Dr. CD Warrior. I will see you guys
Thank
next
you.
time.
Cheers.
Goodbye.